My boy Shiba. Hey, look, man. Shiba don't have to do much, but when he shows up, he makes an impact. That's all I gotta say about it. Let's talk about the chapter.
World shall know pain.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another chapter of Kagurabachi, Chapter 101. Hey, look, I don't care what nobody say. 101 chapters and every damn chapter been fire. I don't care what nobody say. Let me tell you something. This chapter right here, oh man, it's hard to pick a favorite chapter when it comes to this series because every chapter just feels that damn good, man. That damn good. But I need y'all to let me know in the comment section below, is Izumi gonna perish? Let me know, because I don't think the man gonna make it, man. He went through a lot. I don't even think Char can heal him. And I love the fact that Char, you know, she has a healing ability, but they're not overusing it like most series do. You know how some series have a person that can heal or rewind or something like that, and it's just constantly used. We've only seen her do it once, and they kind of really keep her out the battlefield. And I feel like it's more so played off like Chihiro doesn't want to put that burden on her because she's been used her whole life, you know. But for us as the readers, it's just a great thing to see because they're not like, it's not coming off like, oh, ass pull every time. Oh, don't worry, they can't be hurt. They got her to heal. So I really like the fact that they're taking the time out to do that with this series, man. But yo, I can't really tell y'all who's the MVP in this chapter. Izumi for doing what he did, Hakuri for what he did. What's the higher up dude name? Wasn't it Izaru? Him, he kind of stepped up a little bit. Like, yo, it's so many. Shiba, like, I don't know who's the MVP of this chapter. I know a lot of people probably gonna say Shiba, but I kind of want to give it to Hakuri, because if it wasn't for him, what took place in this chapter wouldn't have happened. Matter of fact, I ain't even say Hakuri. I'm gonna give it to the guy who does the barrier. Yeah, his conviction, his resolve was on a whole nother level. But we about to get into this chapter, man. Of course, I'm going by the fan translations right now, so that's why you got this video so much early. But make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. Go check out the official chapter when it comes out tomorrow to show your love and support. And also on Black Friday, go out there and pick you up a couple copies of Kagurabachi. If I'm not mistaken, I think we got at least 3 volumes within the state right now. Black Friday gonna be on sale. I'm planning on picking up a ton of manga, and I'm probably gonna do a haul video on it. But that's neither here nor there. We gotta talk about this chapter. We gotta talk about it. You better subscribe, hit that hype me up button. So we got it where the chapter starts off. I just love the way they draw Izumi, you know what I'm saying, eyes in every panel when he's battling. He doesn't really look like this when he's just in his normal, you know, conversation, you know, talking to people. But when he's in battle, this dude looks, they just look so like emotionless. Like he just has one goal, and that's to eliminate his target. But you got it where the chapter starts off where, you know, he's kicking Yura, and Yura is blocking the blow, you know, with his with the enchanted blade, and he ends up kicking Izumi away. Then you got it where he stands next to Izumi with this blade, the hilt of the sword to Izumi's neck. And I'm not gonna lie, this panel just looks so damn cold. It's goated as hell. I can't be the only one who think this is the toughest panel in the whole chapter. It might be one other panel that can compete with it. We're going to get to it when we get to it. But this is definitely, if it's not number 1, it's definitely top 2 panels for this chapter. But then as he puts the hilt of the sword to Izumi's face, you see the vines and stuff starting to grow out of him from the enchanted blade. And I'm imagining it's absorbing his power, his energy. And then you see everyone else who encountered Yura along the way, also having tree vines look like it's absorbing their power, and they're saying that this is not good. They need to find a way to get help. They need to find a way to allow Samura as well as Chihiro to get in. But you have it where the guy who's creating the barrier, he's saying to himself like, yo, the barrier has been altered by the second person's interference, and because of that, it's blocking enchanted blades from coming in, and it's also messing up the electrical currents that's completely keeping them in an isolated state. So nothing's working, not enchanted blades, not phones, nothing's able to work due to the interference of the barrier. And of course, we know the young boy, I'm trying to think of what his name is. What's his name? Sada? Yeah, Sada is affecting this, this barrier because of his abilities. And you have it where the Iron Sand guy, which, man, this dude is really dope. I like how relevant he is to the story now. He's using his detection ability to kind of locate where he is. But you see the boy is running, and it's crazy because he's running holding his head, which is hilarious. And because of that, they won't be able to take him out to allow Chihiro and Samurai to enter the building. But you have it where the barrier wielder says there's another option. And this is why I say he might be MVP. He says, I want you to kill me. He says, if you're able to kill me, the barrier will be relinquished to the other vessel completely, thus making the block on the enchanted blades even stronger. However, if it is just from one person, the barrier would stabilize so that you could use an electrical field, meaning that they'll be able to communicate with the outside world and be able to bring people in, some backup in to help. They won't be able to bring enchanted blades in, but they will be able to message other people in the radio for help. And you have it where, this vessel, this barrier vessel is saying, if I die, everyone else can be saved. And he says, damn, this is the worst, because he joined the organization for the money. He lived in poverty. He know how it is not to have money. And he was he took this job so that he could gather money, so that he can have a better life. All he would have to do is just sit here and do a barrier for 10 years, and then he'd be able to obtain money in his bank account. And I feel like he was trying to obtain this money for his family, because you have it where, Isaru says, like, yo, I thought you needed the money for, and then he cuts him off and says, hurry up and do this before I change my mind, take my life, hurry up and kill me while I still hold this brave face. You have it where Isaru says, you're a good man, as he's about to use his curse technique to wipe out the barrier wielder. Now, the crazy thing is, the way this ability looks that's coming from Isaru, I'm very curious what it was about to do, because it should look like it was about to be something cool, just because it's lines with dots on it. It looked like it's about to be something cool. But then you have it where Kuta, actually shows up. Hakuta is his whole name. But you have it where he shows up, and I wanted to see if he was still missing his arm, but the way he shows up, you can't really see that part of his arm. Isaru looks back at him as he's approaching him, and you have it where they both end up engaging in battle in front of the barrier vessel. So they're not able to actually, so he's not actually able to take the barrier user or the barrier vessel life. And you have it where he's sitting there like, damn it, he wanted to be taken out. But you have it where the Iron Sand guy is actually aware of what's going on as well. And he's telling Hakuri, like, yo, if you can transport a sword over there, I can use my Iron Sand. I can use my Iron Sand to make the sword move and impale this guy and take his life, thus being able to allow other people, allowing backup to come in and help. And you have it where he's like, yo, we sacrifice one life, we save everyone. If he lives, everyone else dies. And you kind of see the scenario that these guys are kind of put in. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy scenario, but I understand where the Iron Sand dude is coming from. Like, yo, you might have to take this guy out. But then you have it where Hakuri says, we don't actually have to kill him, right? We just have to have him in another destination. And you have it where Hakuri shows how far he has came, because he's able to do so much. That's why I said Hakuri should be at least in everybody's top 5, in my opinion. But anyway, you have it where this guy disappears instantly. Hakuri teleports behind him, and then he places the guy in his storeroom. And you have it where, since he's gone now, it interrupts the barrier like they were planning on. And of course, with Isaru as well as Hokuta, they're all trying to figure out where he went. But we know he's in the storeroom. You got it where this guy's looking around like, where am I? And you see that he's somewhat relieved because he's still alive. And he only had 2 more years before he could collect his money from being, the person who created the barrier. But while that's going on, thanks to Hakuri actually doing that, you have it where the phone lines and everything is working. Then you have it where Azume looks like he's on death's door. It looks like this man is about to pass out, but you have him say the line, "You're late." And Yura is looking at him like, what do you mean by that? He's just looking at him. Next thing you know, he looks behind him, and you see excuse me. But you have it where he's like, what do you mean by that? The enchanted blade still can't enter despite what happened. But you have it where Shiba walks up from behind and says like, yo, let's take this outside for a bit. Now, I don't know. This panel right here is cold as hell too. Like I said, this is probably the other panel where I'm like, can compete for the best panel of the chapter. You know what? There's a third one as well. But it's between this one, the one we seen earlier with Azume, and we about to get to the last one. But he says, let's take this outside. And you see that Shiba teleports your boy Yura outside, and they're floating in the air. It's crazy because he teleports Yura out there, and then he's gone in an instant. He just leaves Yura floating in the air, and he just says, and it's nice to meet you. Now, I'm not sure who said that. I believe it was Shiba who said it, because Shiba's the only one who didn't meet, who hasn't met Yura. But you see that you see that Yura is looking down, and we're not exactly sure what he's looking down at. And next thing you know, you have it where it jumps to Azume, and he's like laying there, and it seems as if his life is flashing his eyes, or at least just certain events are flashing past, and he's thinking about a conversation, you know what I'm saying, that Chihiro had with him. And Chihiro saying like, yo, he can't leave the 7th enchanted blade unchecked, not for revenge or any kind of goal for that matter. And you have it where he says like, yo, all I'm doing is following my dad's conviction. And then it jumps to, you know, present day, where you see your boy Chihiro holding his sword. He's like fighting his battle alongside him. And you have it where Samura and Chihiro are both standing outside of the building with their enchanted blades. You see the feathers falling from Samura, and then you got the fish swirling around your boy Chihiro. This is crazy. And it says, if you can't enter the barrier, just bring them out. A battle between the enchanted blades is about to begin. Hey, yo, chapter 102 is gonna be crazy, man. This is going to be crazy. But I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts on this chapter as a whole, man. Let me know y'all thoughts down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.